Okay guys, we're back in the garage. Just kind of playing around with this. I got a new camera phone, and I just wanted to kind of test and see exactly what it looks like. But I figured I might as well do something constructive while I kind of play with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the intake studs back in here, and I'm going to put the exhaust studs in here. So what I usually do is I go ahead and I'll get like brake cleaner out and use a little straw, and I typically will start at one of them, kind of just stick the straw in there, kind of give it a good squirt, try to get any debris and stuff out of it, because there could be metal shavings or anything off in it. Let's see if you can see, yeah, there's some metal shavings there. I don't know how well that's going to come up on the camera. There's a little bit of stuff in there from when we sent it to the machine shop. So it's always important to clean everything yourself. The vat, hot tank and stuff can only do so much for you situation. Okay. The other thing I typically do is I will run a stud through here, through each hole, just to see if there's any debris catching on it. Because with an aluminum head, you can tear up these threads very easily. That's why like their torque rates are really low, like 12 foot-pounds, because you don't want to. There's a lot of debris and sand up in there. I'm not saying, but like shavings, there's metal shavings and whatnot for porting it. Go through and clean it back up. Kind of fuzzy off it. So now I like to take one of the cleanest studs I have, and I'll just kind of run it through by hand to see if it catches anywhere. Let's see. Let's get another picked out. This is the last of the roll. Wipe these off with. Let's see. Okay. Kind of oozes out a little bit there, but hasn't caught on anything yet. Typically, if you can run these through by hand, you should be good. If it, even after cleaning it out, if it catches on anything, then it would be a good idea to run tap and die through it. I do have a tap and die. I've got an SAE and a metric set. So, fingers crossed we don't catch anything. These came out really easily, didn't snag or have any problems coming out, so they should be easy. I'm going to have to run tap and die through it, mostly because I'm going to have to unearth it from behind all my whatnots. Okay. That's tricky. That goes pretty good. You leave your timer going off from there. So hot. Like that's cold. Yeah. I'll play with this little clicker here and see what it does. If it just pauses it, I hope so. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to take a look in here and see how well we can get up in and look and see how clean those threads are. They are really nice and clean all the way back to the cylinder head. Like, if you can see that, nice and shiny. They're all just as clean and sparkly as can be in there, which is nice. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put these bad boys on now. We're going to use some blue thread locker on here. You don't really need a ton, just a tiny bit. Sorry for bumping the camera. Alright, so it's on there. Now the intake manifold that we're going to be putting on here is the Skunk 2 intake manifold for the 1.8 Miatas, the NBs. And it doesn't really need extended studs. We've kind of mocked it up to the cylinder head that's on the block at the moment. And the threads, extend out enough. You can still put uh, the Sick Industries gasket that we have, or Sicky, I think is what it is. So that will work nice. And my friend has a racing beat header that he's going to put on, or that he has on it right now. He plans in the future to get an equal length, so kind of make it sound like a Subaru in a way, little brap brap action. It's pretty cool. Probably see the sudden hitting this time. You guys have seen this, you know, people do this. Just throw a tiny little bee on there, and I just run around. So I use this to go threads. You don't need the blood on. You just want to see what kind of one. Okay, so once they've been all run down by hand, what I'll do is I'll put two nuts together back to back like this and torque them down, and then just snug them up nice and tight. I mean, hand tight, that is. Don't just go ape on it, like literally, like I'm gonna use like one finger. That's as tight as you want it. You don't want it any tighter than that. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and unscrew this. Sometimes this one is okay. Notice upset, unscrew this, it says 98 also. That's really cool. It's nice and sweet. I'll just put the next one. Sometimes I know when it's up, I had to piece it through once of these screws because when you cinch them down together, when you back off, they just sometimes they don't operate, and you'll like kind of push the threads around to the other side, and then we can start running off some corners. So try not to use the thing, it's nuts that you're actually going. You're just using going on these sets. These are those screws I had. Alright, the rest of these all the way down. All right, so she's nice and snug all the way around. Sorry for kicking the camera again. I'm kind of new to that. But she looks good all the way around. Now we're gonna flip her over and do the exhaust side. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing as we did on the other side. We're gonna take brake cleaner, kind of clean the holes. Whoa, Waggy. Well, here's one of those examples. Come back and mark that, just so we know to run the tap through it. Continue with the rest. Well, apparently the exhaust side is just gross. The intake side was fantastic. So apparently the thread pitch is a M10 1.25, or I'm sorry, M12 1.25, and I do not have an M12 1.25. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to go ahead and spray some cleaner back in there again. See about going in there with a Q-tip I've got right here to clean all the thread pitch out, and then see if I can thread it through easily without having to like cinch it down, because I don't want to damage any things or have any debris in there trapped between the threads, which can destroy that. Because last thing you want to do on an exhaust side is have to have a helicoil put in. Though I have done it on a 7M, and that bad boy holds tight now. Okay, so I misspoke on that because I was thinking to myself, M12 1.25, no, it's way too big. It's got to be a M10 1.25. Either way, I don't actually have the tap for it. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take the Q-tip, just run it through there and try to clean the threads out inside of it. Give it a good squirt again. And be careful doing that. Spray yourself in the eyes and you'll be regretting life. Yeah, that looks way cleaner. Oh, wait in the back. A little bit of flake in there. Now let's see. The original bolt. Like butter. Butter! Yeah, so you can go ahead and just do that. Now, if you did have some major hangups in there that, even doing this isn't going to work, then you're going to want to go ahead and get a tap for it. But just be very gentle with it. All right, so I'm gonna do the same as the other side and go ahead and install it with I don't know, like there's a lot more heat on this side, so I'm not really sure you even need that, because one with the heat expansion, it's like it's gonna expand out and it's gonna cinch down tight. There's not really any chance of like falling out unless I literally put this in halfway, which I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these right now. Okay, guys, for those might be wanting to know how to get these studs to come on here, I left this last one off. So basically, you'll just take two of the same nuts, preferably not the ones that you're going to use on for the header with the lock washer or anything. So you just get two of the same thread pitch. You'll put them back to back on next to each other, and then what you'll do is you'll take and cinch them down hold one on one side while you take the wrench on the other side and tighten it down and get it real nice and stiff. And then so that way you can cinch it down and it'll thread the actual, the stud in there. But once it like literally threads where there's no more thread sticking out here, it's pretty much seated. You don't need to go He-Man tight on it or anything. There is an actual torque spec for this. I just don't know it right off the top of my head, but like normally I just go into it and it seats and then just a little and just that. I mean, you don't have to go He-Man tight on it. Again, it's an aluminum cylinder head. You will strip those out and you will regret it. Now I got this on the stand. Let's see if I can show you real quick. So they're both 14s. You hold this one tight. You'll snug this one up on it so that way they're nice and tight. And I don't know if you can see this in the actual, with my hand not in the way here, but you can thread it down now. Matter of fact, beauty of these sockets, thread down till it's snug. Alright, so there's that. And then I go kind of almost like on the intake side. Just literally that. Bloop. Don't need to go any more than that. Now, to back it off, she's a little persnickety. Get it in there. There we go. You'll just basically grab it and then come back the other way. And be sure to always hit your hand, because if you're not busting your knuckles and bleeding for your craft, the car gods will not bless your automobile. And like that, ladies and gentlemen, she is nice and ready to go. We got the studs on the exhaust side in. We need to figure out what exactly. I think this is a plug because they give you like 3 or 4 of these, and I've already used 2, and I've still got another one in there. I just want to make sure that that's not. We have to look on the other cylinder head. I'm not 100% familiar with this setup, so just make sure that that is like a coolant line that's coming out somewhere that I can just plug off, because literally that's right behind that thermostat housing. So we've got, pull this up here, nice SuperTech valve train in there, ready to go in. You can see those 2 are hanging open. I got it on this nice little rubber mat here. That's what I always try to work on cylinder heads on, because they I just really don't want to destroy my table as well, but also a little courtesy to the part. So we got that. And there we go. Intake side is on as well. The next time you see this, it should be going into the car. So I appreciate you sticking to the end of this. I'm going to try to go through and edit it and get it shorter than it is right now, because right now I think I wanted to say it's at 40 something minutes. But we'll see you in the next episode, all right? Thank you.